What it do, people? It's your boy, the man with the plan. Please don't call me Stan, the host with the most. Fuck the rest, we the best. Say it with your chest. Noah J's in his house. And today, on the Noah J way, we about to get a little controversial. It's gonna get a little hot in here. Okay? I was having a conversation with some good friends of mine the other day. And we went deep into this conversation. It got hot in the conversation. A few people got a little temperative. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm using it today, and you know what I mean. Temperative, spell it out. And I was like, you know what? Let me bring this to the masses. Let's see what everybody thinks. And I stated my opinion, so I'm gonna state my opinion to y'all just as I stated it to them. All right. There's a lot of battle nowadays between men and women, especially of my generation. Like maybe one generation above me, and it's probably gonna last for at least 2-3 generations below me. If it goes to 4, then we're screwed. We'll never see eye to eye. But a lot of things they're just backwards, man. A lot of things are so crazy and backwards and just dogged right now, okay? And especially when it comes to the dating world between men and women, all right? The attraction, the interest, love and lust, what is preference, what is not, and whoop-de-doo laws and shining light bulbs. Listen, okay? And this is my opinion. I hate, first off, double standards. And the conversation started off with double standards, okay? A girl that was in the conversation with, she started listing all her preferences of a man, all that. And it was cool. We sat there, we listened to her, and we understood. The fellas, well, at least 3 of us did. 2 of them were, they were a little shaky. But most of us understood that that's her preference. That's what she wants personally, okay? And the funny thing about preference is it's not right or wrong, okay? It's just what you want. And it's okay to want what you want. Hell, I have a preference, and I don't plan on being bashed for wanting what I want. And I try to show that same respect to others, okay? Now, there are certain things where I'm kind of like, that's a little shaky. But as soon as the guys started listing off their preferences individually, we were getting bashed, okay? One of the guys said he doesn't want to date a larger woman, okay? And he immediately got bashed for it. He was like, oh, you're body shaming women. Large women are just as beautiful as skinny women and whoop-de-doo-dah and blase. But as we were listening to the girls explain their preferences and stuff, we heard all 5 of them unanimously all say, oh, I would like a man who is taller. That's a physical preference. I would like a man who is buffer, or I would like a skinnier guy, or I like dad bods, which are all physical attributes, okay? I'd like, a man with a large okay? The little hanger, okay? And those are all physical attributes, okay? I've always noticed, especially in other, podcasts and other online segments or whatever, videos, whoop-de-whoops, that every time a man starts listing his physical preferences of a woman, as soon as he dismisses a group of women because they don't fall under that physical preference, women immediately shame him, berate him, cancel him for having these certain standards that fall under physical preferences. Why are y'all allowed to have physical preferences and it's okay, but we're not? As soon as we do it, it's body shaming. All them. We're not saying that the women who don't fall under our physical preferences aren't beautiful. We're not saying that they're ugly, disgusting, wretched women who should never be loved in their life. No, we're saying us personally as individuals, like he alone, him, does not like this certain type of physical attribute with a woman that he wants to pursue a relationship with, okay? That's all. He's not saying any woman that doesn't fall into that is ugly, doesn't deserve love, will never receive it, just a wretched human being. No, he's not saying that at all. He's just saying this is what he looks for. This is what he wants. Okay? And honestly, if you're upset about it, tough, he said the kitty. I don't know what to tell you. SOL. Be upset. That's why I told, that I had a few myself who, they were like, oh, that's because I typically don't date white girls. I do not. Why? I don't know. I'm not saying they're ugly. They're beautiful, Caucasian women out there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. My mother is Caucasian. She's a beautiful woman. I'm not dissing Caucasian women, okay? I just know what I like. I know what I like. I truly do. Majority of my life, and probably gonna be the majority of the rest of my life, I'm attracted to black women. I am. Don't know why, but that's my preference. And people are gonna come for me in that. That's fine. I don't care. I do not care. That's the only way you can possibly cancel somebody is if they. I don't give a damn. That's just my standard. But at the same time, it's frowned upon for men to have such standards. Okay. Now, one of the biggest issues I've seen a lot lately, anytime a question like this comes up, or people start listing preferences and doodles like that, is the first thing out of a lot of y'all's women's mouths. And I'm going off of all the interviews I've seen, all the videos I've seen. I haven't gone out and surveyed myself. I'd be more than happy to. But I'm going off what we all see, all the things we have seen about said topics. The first thing out of y'all's mouths is either his job or how much money he has or how much money he makes. Okay, none of y'all start off with, can he love me? Can he protect me? Okay, can he nourish my heart? Can he nourish my mental? Nothing of the sort, nothing mental, nothing emotional, nothing spiritual, not even physical. Can he get down to business right? When it's time to get in the sheets, does he know what he's doing? Nothing of that sort. It's always money first. And for women that have that mentality, I'll say this, honestly, and this is not, if that's your preference, that's your preference, but I'm well within my rights to state my opinion. I don't think y'all are good women at all. I do not. I don't think y'all are, I don't think y'all are fully developed, as in like you're not mature. You're digging. You might as well go get a shovel and head to California, but the gold rush is over, so it might be SOL. But a lot of women, say they're high value women when they're not. You're not. And a lot of them will just say that because they look good. And they're like, oh, I make six figures, I do this, I do that, I got money. And then when they're proceeded to be asked, what do you do? They're like, oh, well, I have an OnlyFans. And that's about 90%. And as soon as they answer, I have an OnlyFans, or I do this or that. And most of it is of a sexual nature, where they're utilizing their physical body to make money. And if that's how you get your hustle on, that's how you get your hustle on. No, Jay ain't mad at you. Who am I to tell you the wrong way to get your money? Get your money. What does my word mean? Who am I? Who am I besides him? But that's another episode. But if that's the case, honestly, in my mind, you're not famous. You're not famous for like a skill. You're not talented. You're useless. Honestly, any woman can do that. It's just some look better doing it. And if you're like, oh well, it doesn't matter. I still make six figures. I still get in thousands of dollars of revenue in a month and all this whoop de whoop. Yeah, congratulations. You're extorting the horniness of men. Congrats. We are horny a lot. So good job. I think, I don't know. That's I mean, I don't really mean that from me, but somebody's gonna tell you good job and mean it. So go listen to them. But that's not an accomplishment. That's like me going and finding homeless people to do like dumb things, and I'll give them $10,000 a month to do the dumbest things. I'm extorting. No, I said that word wrong. I'm extorting their needs in order for my own gain. You see what I'm saying? And they could easily be like, oh, I do this, I do that for money, blase, blase. You're doing dumb stuff for money like that. And like I said, yeah, a lot of people gonna give me hate for that. I don't care. I don't care that much. So yeah, I'm not rocking with it. I don't, like, when it comes to double standards, especially when it comes to a double standard of preference and all that. Y'all want these high value men, and when you say high value men, most of y'all are talking about like what's in their pocket, how much money they got, whoop to whoop this and blase blase. It's always about the money, the currency. You're trying to get in this is a relationship. This isn't a sponsorship. I'm not sponsoring you. So don't come from my pockets. My pockets are my pockets. Now, when we get serious, you get married and all that, yeah, we can have a joint bank account, but I'm still gonna have my own personal bank account. Just like I would expect my wife, to still have her own personal bank account. Like I don't see a problem with that at all. That's fine. But when you're looking for a partner for life, you're not looking for pockets. You're not looking for what they can buy. That's all materialistic. Materialistic things can be taken in a heartbeat. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of anything called the IRS, but those are just one of the few that can take it all away in a heartbeat. And there's so many different things that could take all that away. So y'all are looking at things that can be taken within seconds and not things that can never be, stripped from somebody for a lifetime. And that's honestly, it's disgusting. I hate watching those podcasts and I hate listening to those women talk because it's disgusting. It makes me lose hope. It truly does. It makes me not want to get in a relationship. Truly. I have no, honestly, I'll say this. I have one crush, but I've had that crush for like 4 years. Like only one woman. No, I haven't come across another that has truly like piqued my interest to where like, yeah, I could see a future. No. God, no. I tried to branch out last year. I made a grave mistake. Oh my gosh. Whoo, should have never made that mistake. But, what was the next one? Hold on, I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Leave me alone, you sons of bitches. I guess I was just talking about that. Yeah, you can't, women nowadays, they can't see a man's true value. Like I said, a lot of women see a man's value as, what they make, the type of car they drive, the watches they wear, jewelry, all that. And that's not a man's value. That just shows he has a good job or he makes money. That's it. Do you know how many horrible people are out there who make dumb money? I mean stupid money. I mean slap you in the face and tell you to shut up with it money. And you'll take it because you think that's a man's value. It's not a man's value. A man's value is what are his moral standards? What how is he spiritually? Where is he at mentally? Is he mature? All that. Those are values of a man. How does he carry himself as a man? That's values. I know people who have come and still they're not living lavish, but they're not of like the poorest of the poor, but come from that, who are 100 times over the men that y'all are talking about. Man, if y'all really did research and heard all the grimy shit that these rich people that y'all are going out for and say you want and you deserve. No, first off, you don't deserve shit. Okay, you earn everything in this world. Nothing in this world you deserve. You don't deserve nothing. I don't deserve anything. Okay? You deserve nothing. All right? The word deserve, it makes it sound like you're automatically entitled to it. And entitlement is, that's just disgusting to me. It's foul, wretched. Ugh, get away. Treat you like garbage. Go, you entitled brat. All right? You don't deserve anything, but for these men y'all say that y'all deserve, y'all don't even know half of the horrible things that they'll do because they're rich. They can get away with it. They can do all this. Whoop-de-whoop. They can buy their way out of trouble. And I've heard plenty of females be like, oh, a man, if my man makes enough money, he's buying me this and keeping a roof over my head, keeping me fed, and I can continue to live the lifestyle I want to. I don't care if he cheats on me. Oh my God, you're the equivalent of a Barbie doll at Walmart. You have a price tag. You're an object. You're not even a woman anymore. You're an object, and you can be bought. You are just like everything on the shelf at any grocery store. You are just inventory. You're not even considered a human or a person. You label yourself as inventory as soon as you put a price tag on yourself. Okay? And you can be mad at me all you want. I'll tell you again, I still really, really don't care. I'm sorry. I got a little thirsty. I gotta get my cranberry juice. Shout out. They're not paying me for this, so go ahead and boy, this is tough. Yeah, they're not paying me. Let me go ahead with it. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all already saw it. It doesn't matter. They're not paying me, so I'm not gonna keep sponsoring it or promoting it. But yeah, cranberry juice. Get you some cranberry juice. It's amazing. It's quite healthy. This one so happens to be cran apple. I also have another cran apple and cran mango. They're great. You should try it. But yeah, y'all don't know what true values in a man are. It's so bad. It's so bad. And women nowadays, I've learned very quickly, they were raised on, this is how a man should love you. But they were never taught how to love a man. Like, they weren't taught how to truly love a man. Because don't get me wrong, I know the social structure nowadays of, oh, you're a man, you gotta be strong, you can't have emotions, you can't be sad, none of that. Blase. That's complete malarkey, okay? When I look for a partner, I genuinely look for a woman I can be vulnerable with. Because if I can't be vulnerable, if I can't be my 100% self, then you can't love 100% of me. You can't. It's impossible. If I have never given you 100% of me, and I mean that side of me where those walls are the highest, they are the thickest, and they are the hardest to get through, and nothing in this world, not an emotional nuclear bomb could penetrate them. Those are the walls I'm talking about. That's the part of me I'm talking about. That's the part of a man I'm talking about. If you can't get to that, then you cannot truly 100% love a man, because that man has not given himself 100% to you. Okay, and that's that. I'm being quite serious. You can say I'm wrong. You can say I'm right. That's your opinion, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm not trying to hurt you. Honestly, I'm trying to help. I just so happen to have a very blunt way of doing it. But for a long time, I was talking to a girl, and I wasn't really talking to her. She was talking to me. And we were fooling around and stuff like that for like a few months. I want to say like 2-ish, 1.5, 2 years ago, somewhere around there. And we both were on completely different pages when we finally sat down and talked about it. Because she was like, "What are we? What are we doing?" And I was like, "Well, we're doing some pretty adult things, you know." She thought that this was going as a relationship, like I wanted to be with her, and I could have. That's something I could have, as a man, I could have stepped up and communicated more from the jump, from the get go. So I'll take responsibility there. But I told her, I said, nah, I don't want a relationship with you. I don't. I've heard plenty from other guys, around the block, around the bars, all that, of the type of girl you are. I've seen your social media. I've seen the type of posts you post. You post very, provocative posts all the time. And honestly, if you thought we were getting into a relationship, that right there is a big red flag. I don't want my girl out here posting provocative for every single post. Every single post. I don't want that. Why would I want that? No. I don't, no. It flabbergasts me. It truly makes me speechless when a girl thinks that a man is like that's cool. Like, that's cool. I have to constantly know men are sliding her DMs. And I already know, let's take my crush, for example. My crush is very beautiful. She's always been beautiful. Always been a beautiful girl. And I know that, if I was with her right now, that there would be a lot of guys sliding in her DMs and trying to talk to her and all that. My thing is, in a relationship, I don't mind them sliding in your DMs. That's fine. I can't stop them from doing that. You can't stop them from doing that. Respect me as a man and respect our relationship if you truly love me to the extent you say you do. And by that, I don't necessarily mean you have to go through and block like hundreds of men. Like, that's exhausting, it's time consuming, so I 100% get that. Now with X, that's a completely different story. That gotta go, blocked, because mine blocked. It's wraps, it's overs. But nah, I'm not expecting her to block them all. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot of work, and that's exhausting. But I don't respond to them. Don't say, "Oh, thank you," or like even be like, like or react to their message, because that's entertaining it. That's entertainment. Like, you and a lot of women don't see it as that, but you ask any man, that's entertaining it. And as soon as you start entertaining another man outside of me, the only person you should be in a relationship with, then we no longer have a relationship, because I'm not out here entertaining women. Men aren't going to do that. And I had a conversation within my friend group the other day about that. It's like, how would you feel if you were getting constant DMs and your man was like, "Oh, you're messaging back, you're saying thank you, whoop-de-whoop," and he was like, "I'm done." And they all were like, "Oh, he's insecure. He's not secure with himself. He needs to grow up, be a man." I said, "Okay, what if the shoe was on the other foot and girls were messaging him?" And he was like, "Oh, thank you, appreciate you, loving or reacting to the DMs he got." And she'd be like, "He shouldn't be texting him back." I was like, "See, that's backwards. Why can you do it, but he can't?" And they gave all these BS reasons. "Oh, well, it's different as a woman versus as a man." No, it's not. It's respect. Respect is not gender based. Okay, respect has no bias. Respect is respect. End of discussion. And if you don't have enough respect for your mans in a relationship as to hold yourself to the same standards that you would hold him to, then you're not mature enough to be in a relationship. You're not. I'm sorry. Not. Yeah, I'm not. You're not mature enough to be in a relationship. I actually quite consider you quite immature. But, that's my opinion. And again, it might upset you, it might not. Who cares? People say things that upset me every day. I don't get no apologies or nothing. So, life goes on. But ultimately, back to what I was saying with old girl that thought we were gonna be in a relationship. Yeah, I was like, you portray yourself as one thing and expect to be treated like another. She said, how do I portray myself? And I hated to tell her like this, but I was like, you portray yourself as a hoe. You have the credibility of a hoe. You act like a hoe. You talk like a hoe. You post like a hoe. So what do you think I'm going to consider you? Like, and here's my thing. I don't say that to be a negative thing. Like, it could be negative in other people's points of views. If that's what you want to be, like, there's nothing wrong. It's your life. Live your life how you want to live it. Like, I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people who don't agree with how I live my life. But if that's what you want to be and that's what you want to be portrayed as, that's perfectly, you're doing a great job. Like, that's a positive thing. You're doing great. But if you're upset because that's what you're commonly perceived as, then I don't know, like, rebrand yourself and have people look at you. If somebody carries around a football helmet all day, has a football in their hand, constantly has a sports drink bottle, is really fit, all that, and is wearing a jersey, you're gonna think, oh man, he either really likes football or he plays football or he trains for football, stuff like that. Because he advertises himself as a football athlete. If you constantly see a guy posting himself, at business meetings and sitting down in boardroom tables and with a suit, a tie, he's at a whiteboard drawing up graphs and stuff like that, cutting red ribbons. You would think, oh man, this guy must do business. He must be a business owner of some sort. If you see a guy constantly posting about God and speaking the word and wearing a black, whatever it's called, with a little white collar, you would think, oh, he must be a reverend or a pastor, something like that. You're going to be viewed how you advertise yourself to the public. So if you don't like how the public views you, you should probably relook at how you advertise yourself to them. Does that make sense? Like, are you following me here? You act one way. I make jokes on TikTok. I make comedic videos on Instagram as well. I tell jokes on Twitter. I comment funny comments everywhere. Okay, I go do stand up. So it would be insane, absolutely insane, if I did all that and somebody came up to me and was like, oh my gosh, you're a comedian, tell me a joke. And I look at them and be like, what are you talking about? I'm a scuba diver. How dare you look at me as a comedian? I'm a scuba diver. Like, no, that's ridiculous. What? Does that make sense now? Is it clicking? I can't do all these things and then want people to see me as this, but I'm doing all of this. Like, what? Don't be upset when the world views you as something that you have portrayed yourself as. Like, it's really your fault. It's nobody else's fault. Nobody else is out here portraying you for you. It's all you. It's called self-advertisement. And if you don't like how people are buying your advertisements, you should probably relook at your advertisements and say, what is this really saying to the world? Now, if you truly don't care, then don't care. And a lot of girls are gonna be like, a lot of women are gonna be like, oh, it's just body positivity. I'm proud of my body and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm proud of mine too. I'm very proud on the progress I've made, and I'm still making great progress. You don't constantly see me over here, Johnny Bravo style up in my Instagram or my TikTok and nothing, do you? What? And there's a big difference between body positivity. Like, I've seen gym women, who go to the gym, whether they hit it hard or, they just like to stay in shape. And they'll post, at the gym. And yeah, they will still post, bikini pictures or crop top pictures with low Daisy Dukes and like short shorts, and hell, sometimes even lingerie pictures on special occasions. But that's body positivity. But when every single one of your posts is nothing but lingerie, and I mean the two sizes too small bikinis for you, and that's what you're posting. Yeah, it's not body positive. You're just a hoe. Sorry. And it's gonna upset a lot of people. But don't advertise yourself as such things and then expect not to be viewed as that. Like, I'm just telling you how it is. And we talked all about that in the conversation. And we all eventually came to see each other's points of views. We didn't necessarily agree with all of them. And that's okay. We're all still great friends. Like, everybody was still friends at the end of the conversation. That's a beautiful thing. Like, we were all human enough, mature enough, and understanding enough to, understand we're not going to have the same opinions. We're not going to have the same views. But we can all still walk away from this and still completely be friends, even though we have a bunch of differences in mindsets and views on the world and social, constructs. So I thought that was very interesting. I wanted to talk about that today. So, if I said anything that upset you or you feel disrespected, I apologize for upsetting you and, making you feel that way. I don't apologize for what I said because I meant it and I stand on it and I still mean it. Don't apologize about that at all. But I wasn't trying to upset you. I'm just trying to, give you my point of view. Even though you didn't ask for it, but hell, I have plenty of y'all comment on my stuff, very hateful and, oh my God, disgusting things every day, attacking me, and I ain't sin for you. So, life be lifing. But at the end of the day, I love y'all. Y'all should love each other, and we should love always. And don't forget to laugh. Never forget, though. Never, ever forget. If you forget everything, because just like me, I suck with names. I forgot my name last week. Never forget. It's the Noah J way. Love you.